Welcome to Studyportals. My name is Edwin van Rest and I'm a very lucky guy for multiple reasons, but certainly one of the reasons is that I'm one of the founders of Studyportals, currently the CEO. I'll tell you a little bit about the Studyportal story actually, or at least how it started for me. I'm a Dutch guy, I'm from here, I'm an industrial engineer, but I was always fascinated by the international dimension of things. I love traveling with my parents and therefore I developed a dream to study abroad. And also I'm an ambitious guy, so I figured that when I wanted to develop myself interculturally, I better go to the full other end of the cultural spectrum. So my dream was to study in Japan. And that is really where the Studyportal's purpose was born for me. And there's a picture here somewhere that visualized it here, you can see. I realized that dream of studying in Japan. And that was for me a transformational experience. And this is where I learned firsthand on how an international education can enrich lives. And for me, develop myself a lot academically, but even more in my personal development, but also how it can connect our world and make it a little bit of a more tolerant and equal place. Now, when I came back from Japan, I was full of great stories. And I wanted to help my friends to also look across borders for their education. But I realized two things. First, it was super hard to find options. It had taken me 1.5 years to find that option of studying in Japan. And actually I got lucky with a professor that knew a professor. It was very intransparent. And at the same time, even many of my pretty privileged friends with good education in a developed country said, I wish I had known about those opportunities. So there was little awareness too about the options of studying across the border. And that was really frustrating. Why? If you need a hotel, you can go to Booking. If you need a book, you can go to Amazon. But for something as fundamental as your higher education choice, there was no proper information. And myself, together with two co-founders, Thijs and Magnus, we started Studyportals to solve that problem essentially. By now, we are by far the largest platform in the world to help students make better decisions, serving millions, more than 50 million students and 4,000 universities in 118 countries. And perhaps what I'm most proud of, apart from of course all the positive impact that we have on the lives of students, is our team. You see here an example of the Studyportals team at the opening of our new office with our Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. When we started Studyportals, we really believe that international education can not only enrich lives, but also connect our world and make it a more tolerant place. And therefore, our initial goal was that through Studyportals, we wanted to send more students abroad than there are soldiers abroad. And actually, in 2022, I'm super proud, but we believe we realized that goal. But that also meant that we needed to set a new goal because we have an ambitious team. And that new goal is kind of our new dream, is that together we want to create a future where no student misses out on an education opportunity because of a lack of information. And that's actually an equally or even more ambitious goal than the previous crazy, big, hairy, audacious goal, that's what we call it. If you look at our world today, there are about 230 million students enrolled at all the universities in the world combined. But at the same time, there's still 1 billion people out there that have a desire for higher education, but currently no access. And we cannot solve all the barriers to education, financial, infrastructure, and so on. But what we can do is to make sure that everybody has the information to what's there for them, because there are increasingly flexible learning options, online learning options, scholarships, low-cost options available. And we want to make sure that students at least know what's out there for them. It's also about building confidence. So that's why, for instance, we invest a lot in sharing the experiences of students like them that have gone on their educational journeys and how they have overcome the barriers and how they have ultimately benefited from that choice for education. I'm privileged with quite a large natural battery pack. And essentially for me, it's I think contributing to the two dreams or the two purposes that I have in my life. First of all, to build a company that has a positive impact in our world, even after I'm not active or I'm not there myself anymore. But equally to build a family, making sure I'm a remarkable father and husband that gives me a lot of energy. So welcome to the Studyportals rooftop, the nicest rooftop in Eindhoven, if you ask me. My favorite quote, well, we use quite a lot of quotes in Studyportals, and a fair amount of them are from Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it's done, for instance, but the favorite one I think that represents us most is this one. Education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. Thank you for listening to our story. Dank jullie wel en tot ziens!